Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar this fine Thursday afternoon from the city of Lagos State. Today we'll be talking about quite a number of things. The federal government is in the news a lot again. The president looks like he's had a bit of. I think it's safe to say we know that the president is in France now, especially all they told us was that he was on a 10-day holiday. But now he's in France because we saw him meeting with the French president. There are quite a number of things we're going to be talking about. The federal government and this overhaul that they're talking about with the educational system. It looks like it's not just this primary or secondary schools. The technical schools are also there. Maybe we'll see what happens maybe with also universities. We'll talk about that as well. They're set to build Africa's first underwater tunnel. How they want to do it, we'll talk about it today as there's a lot of gist. Aviation, I remember we talked about something about aviation yesterday in Japan. Apparently that happens in Nigeria as well. Also, there was a story of an Obi of Lagos that had been going around. The man has now officially been arrested, and a few other things we're going to be talking about today at the bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us today. I am Dolupo again, and with me in the studio is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar.
Okay. What's with the welcome to the Boom Bar?
So you have the monopoly of how people react now. I did not know. I did not get the memo.
Apparently you did not.
Yeah. Sadly, it's not going to work here.
Anyway, moving on from that, the president is in the news again. Yesterday, the president was in the news where we saw pictures of him and the French president. Apparently, they had a meeting. Or it's safe to say that now we know that the president is in France. Or was in France. We don't know if he's still going to be in France or not. But keeping an update on the president is set to address the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly UNGA. So in New York, September 24th. Just an update on that. It's something that I think happens every year. So
yeah. So when he was gonna go off on this current junket of his aides had mentioned that it was a working holiday. Yeah, so
the only thing for the working holiday for me is that anytime President Tinubu is on a working holiday, most of the time things happen.
Apparently they do. So he said it was on a working holiday, and it wasn't a surprise yesterday to see Tinubu and Macron, the French leader, and information is that they had a working lunch together, a lunch meeting in Paris, and of course it's not an official visit to France, so they were not going to roll out the drums and the guns for him, but of course they've had that meeting and all of that. One of the things that I want to look at is the strategic importance of France to Nigeria's economy, especially in the oil and gas sector. There are a lot of businesses that Nigeria stands to gain and is already gaining from our, parleying with the French. So maybe this is a follow-up to that. Maybe it's just him going to one of his favorite places to go and hide and rest. Maybe our ally is too much. But if that's the case, you have not seen anything, so there's more. Because now you sign up for the job.
That cannot be too much, especially when it's obvious that the president wants to come back in 2027. So Hawala cannot be too much. You just started.
Yeah, so that's what you signed up for. Just a quick reminder.
Anyway, Shah, he's set to address world leaders at the this year's UNGA in the next couple of days. Anyway, moving on from that, one of the things that I really want to talk about today is that the federal government is set to connect the Lagos, Calabar, Sokoto, Badagry highways with Africa's first underwater tunnel.
Yeah, this news broke a couple of months ago when the minister for, I think his works, I can't remember his official title now.
Yes.
David Mark-led had mentioned that the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway does not end, in the place where it started from now, in the Lagos takeoff point. It's going to link up to the Badagry Sokoto Road. Sorry, that one is actually called Sokoto Badagry Road. So there's going to be some kind of a U, which eventually will become a ring road. What this basically tells you is that, like, the road that's taken off from Sokoto terminates in Badagry, which is a border town / port city, and the Lagos Calabar linking all the ports in Nigeria. People are not looking at it from that angle, because there's no way you're building a port now that will not be in close proximity to the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. And that now leads to Badagry, and Badagry leads to Sokoto. What it means is that there's going to be another road from Sokoto that will link to the northeast, and there will be a road from the northeast that links all the way down to the Lagos Calabar Highway. There's a spur that they had planned anyway for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway that's supposed to go up north. It's supposed to pass through the east and link up somewhere in Abuja. So at the end of the day, if this road network is done according to plan, it will be fantastic. Now, the beauty of it is that, and the reason why this has to be underground, is that the part where the road terminates in Victoria Island is, of course, a coastal part of Lagos. It will be hard to take all that traffic and just dump it in the Lagos metropolis, and expect it to still connect to the,
and it's going all the way to Badagry,
mile 2 Badagry access. So the best way, and it will cost money, but it will eventually reduce travel time also, is to have a tunnel that links the marina, the Lagos Marina / Victoria Island access,
all the way
to Badagry via the, because for those of you who know, if you've ever been to places like Ilashe, you've been to Snake Island, you've been to there's this very popular one now, whatever the name is. It's an island. They're all islands off the coast of Lagos. They're all parts of the Lagos state shoreline, and they're just islands, and they're scattered. You get, so this tunnel could also help with, them being connected. Another important thing is that the Lagos Marina will still receive as many ships that like it should, because usually the ships actually berth at the Apapa end of the marina. On this side of the marina, the only aquatic life or mode of transportation you see are barges and ferries and boats. So of course, so the Apapa side business has to go on. So again, the tunnel has to be constructed in a way that it does not interfere with
the issues,
marine transport that's going to be going on in and around that part. I really do like the idea. I hope that they're going to do it right, so that we help with creating that ring road across Nigeria.
The minister has said that the project is going to be executed under public-private partnership using land resources around Snake Island and Badagry. Basically, it's just going to be a 2.9 kilometer tunnel from Ahmadu Bello Way to Snake Island, extending to Badagry. But the very interesting part is that if they can pull this off, yes, it will be the very first underground tunnel in Africa.
Sadly, Africa has shied away from a lot of underground road constructions and tunnels and everything. And it's crazy, because we have this population explosion, we have this deficit of infrastructure, especially road. And picture any major African city with hundreds of thousands of vehicles conveying hundreds of thousands or millions of people on a daily, and virtually all the roads are on the same level. So that's why you need bridges. You either have bridges or tunnels, to ease traffic at the elbows and at the junctions and everything. This is something that I think that we should have done a long time ago, and not just Lagos now. Virtually every city that has, some kind of population explosion.
Really? The truth? Which other city in Nigeria really does have the population explosion? But I just also wanted to say that also now means that for you to go to Badagry, because the truth is, if you're like on the mainland or even the island side of things in Lagos, going to Badagry is a planned process. So imagine how you know that all you need to do is get on Ahmadu Bello Way and boom, you're up to Badagry. And I think it's a very, very interesting thing that they're going to do. But anyway, let's move on from that. And the federal government also has now announced the approval of 26 trades for technical schools around the country. Now, what basically this means is that, and there's been a lot of, would we call it overhaul of the curriculum. It started from, we saw it with primary schools, then secondary schools. Now they're saying that there are only 26 trades that are going to be approved beginning from this season for federal technical schools. And they're saying that every federal science and technical school are now officially federal technical colleges from now on. And a lot of things, subjects expected, students are expected to offer between 9 and 10 subjects, basically. But there are only 26. A lot of things have been streamlined. And it makes sense if you see the list. There's bricklaying, there's woodwork, there's computer hardware, there's plumbing and pipe fitting, refrigeration and air condition works, there's auto body works, there's mechanized agriculture, there's motorcycle and tricycle repairs, fish farming, leather works, automobile CNG conversion and maintenance. Those are things that I feel that at this point, even there's social media content and management now. So there's actually like, you would go to do those things in school. And why I would like this list, people, even if you're really interested in some of the, why is it seems to now be, how do I say, it has been upgraded to our reality. Because I'm sure that before now, I'm not sure there was anything like social media, content creation and management part of it. All those automobile CNG conversion and maintenance, all those things. I think that these are the kind of things that we've been talking about. Like, these things need to be upgraded to the reality of what is happening right now.
If you ever get to maybe study abroad or live abroad or even just visit or go abroad for a visit, there are some things that will come to you as a culture shock. Some things that you would had assumed was a certain way, and you're wondering, oh, what's that got to do with what this trade schools are talking about? This is where I'm going with it. We have allowed a lot of our so-called informal sector. I don't agree that they're entirely informal, but they have allowed a large chunk of Nigeria's economy, and by extension Africa's economy, to be run without any structure, without any skills whatsoever. A lot of people who prefer solutions to some of your daily needs are not properly trained. They have learned from people who have only just gone through the same haphazard way of learning how to fix things. I was talking to someone who is an automobile mechanic, and he said he had spent about 11 years or 11 or 13 years. I know it was an odd number. It was 11 or 13 years learning how to fix first German cars, then first the Japanese cars, then next the German cars. He learned how to fix the Mercedes-Benz. He learned how to, it's rare. Hardly would you find a person who can fix both in Nigeria. I don't know how it works in other parts of the world, but you know, people are trained to fix cars based on the brand of the car, not on the mechanics. You get, so that's why they'll tell you this one is a Benz expert, that one is a Japanese expert, no, this one is a Honda expert, and all of that. And this is how that sector has been run for decades. It's the same thing when you look at the artisans, or you look at people who help you build your houses, you know, the bricklayers, the welders, the plumbers, the carpenters, the furniture makers. They have all virtually been trained by someone who just, maybe, in fact, the first assignment you learn is how to go and buy food, you know, and depending on how fast you learn, then you might probably stop. And you know, they used to beat them too at times when they they err according to their master, because they have a master-slave relationship. Nobody likes that word, but it's the truth. Because at times they get them to go to their homes to go and wash their clothes. So we've seen it all virtually when it happens like that. Now, what is this about? What I'm trying to establish is how so disjointed that system has been. And these are the same people you go to every day to say, well, I want to fix my car. And you went there with your car coughing once, and by the time you are done, your car is coughing like eternally. You know? Then to boot, the boot will not close anymore. And you only went there with one problem and you leave with 4. You get? And it's largely due to one of the phrases that Dolupo are using now is that try and error.
Yeah, everybody's just doing as they like.
But if you allow them get this formal training in a proper college where their lecturers will walk them through, the theory and the practical aspect of these trades, then we expect skilled people to come to the party. And I said earlier that if you go abroad, there's a cultural shock. The way my friend was relating, I remember when a friend was relating to a plumber once in the UK, and I'm like, plumber. He's like, oh, but you better respect that guy, because even when you see the guy pull up with his truck and everything, you understand.
That it already gives you the vibe that this person knows what he's doing. Yeah,
that's why the guy that used to fix our gen here, the guy relocated, and according to his friends, he's doing very well because the skills that he has acquired here is using over there to do other things. So we need to formalize that. And if you speak to some of these artisans, they will tell you that they're also finding it hard to even get trainees these days. A lot of people are not trying to acquire skills. But if you structure it properly and you give them degrees and certificates, maybe it will be attractive enough. Because again, adding all these other social media and other things, it also helps them realize that they can actually be the business and make so much money.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on from that, I just wanted to put an update on maybe some arrests of some of those things, Former NNPCL group managing director was arrested by the EFCC, or was interrogated by the EFCC over some financial matters. Is officially left the EFCC headquarters, but there are reports that about 4 of his accounts have been frozen.
Yes, apparently the same 4 accounts in one particular bank, and according to the investigators, all of these things are linked to his transactions with oil companies and even the company that he superintended over for a while, according to the report that's out there. So what they are alleging is that the transactions in those 4 accounts are not necessarily normal transactions. That they approached the bank for a 60-day freeze on the accounts, but the bank only approved, and they approached the court, not the bank, for a 60-day freeze on the account so that they could investigate it. But they got only a 30-day freeze, but with the rider that they would get an extension if there is a need. But he has also done the right thing by appearing there to say, look, I'm here now, you all do your jobs, and I've done mine. And it was nice serving Nigeria and everything. So my fear is that there might be something there for them to see.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, we start to wonder if we would ever find anybody hold such positions that
and
would
there won't
not
be stories about it. It's such a very, very sad one. When you see all these things and then you wonder, like, okay, what was the plan? Is it that you went there to make the money, or it was after you got there you realized, this money is plenty, I can just pick it up? Anyway, it's such a very sad one. But we definitely will follow the matter. And speaking about arresting people, so there was a story that popped up, I think about 2 days ago, and it was more like, I won't even call it a story. It was a picture of a flyer that was going on saying that in the Amuwo-Odofin area of Lagos State, there was going to be an event where a certain Obi of Lagos wanted to do crowdfunding or fundraising for a palace that he wanted to build around that area in the city of Lagos or in Lagos State. And when I saw it, really, I was like, okay, this sounds off. I thought that these things are not right. And I know that, at least according to the law, once there's a recognized king or chief in that area by the local government, nobody else is allowed to hold any other position. And I just saw it. I saw it. It rubbed me off the wrong way. But I'm like, you know what? What's my own? Only for the news to officially pop up that police have arrested this certain Obi of Lagos and 3 of his other accomplices for an alleged illegal installation of himself. They say that the principal suspect is 65-year-old engineer Chibuike Azubuike, an indigene of Imo State, was arrested alongside his other 3 co-conspirators. And I have a question though. I know that this happens a lot in Lagos. I would even say that this happens a lot in the southwest area of Nigeria. When do we stop this nonsense? And because I personally think it's nonsense. I think that it's extremely disrespectful to do this kind of things. I think that the Southwest, as accommodating as it is, has let so many things sleep, and people think that they can just do as they like. I would not be shocked if this person had been going on as Obi of Lagos for years. We would say that as much as a lot of tribalism were really made it really 2023 elections made it obvious, it didn't look a lot of bigotry and all that did not look nice. I think it probably also gave a lot of people a rude awakening that, okay, this nonsense can't keep happening. We can't continue like this. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, all right. Interesting conversation. It's it's funny that we're having this discourse, but let's do it. Historically, kings do not just fall out of the sky. Most kings have some kind of affiliation to their land and to the place where they superintend, the place where they govern, the place where they are king over. You know, in the Yoruba structure, we have the original kings who are direct descendants of the first king in Yoruba land, the first documented king. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I keep saying it that apart from those guys, we started getting kings here and there. But each one had a story. Each one had a link. You know, some were planted by, of course, existing kings and all. But suddenly, a few decades ago, then came the emergence of the people who could actually just declare themselves as kings. You know, the Ezendigbos, the Seriki this and Seriki that, the Oba of this and Oba of that. Anybody that parades himself as an Oba in a place where you have not been chosen by the system of the land there is wrong. Completely wrong. You're just some guy that wants to feel special. We can all cuckoo be Obas if that is the case. I can be the Oba of my street. You know, I have a friend that we used to joke a lot, and they call him Bale. I mean, I stopped calling him Bale because he started getting to his head. He's my friend, but I'm like, you're not a Bale. Don't get it twisted, because one day you will get into trouble. And he started feeling like one.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I stopped and I told him, I said, be careful, because one day they will come for you. And this is what has happened with this person. So he wants to build a 1.5 billion naira worth palace. It says there's going to be a shopping complex, and there's going to be a halfway house, some kind of place where people from his village in the southeast, people from his own side of Nigeria, can stay if they have issues with accommodation and everything. Similar to the story of the same guy that was trying to do this in the country called Ghana. And of course, we all know how that has panned out. Understanding history and culture and tradition should be enough to guide us. Now, if the people of the Southeast feel that they need to have some kind of central body, coordinating their affairs, I think they should make it an elective post where they have some kind of chairman of an association. But you cannot come to anybody's land, and if a Yoruba person does this, they should go and tell him it's very wrong. Or an Hausa person does it, then you go to another part of the country and establish your kingship, your royalty. And royalty without basis is just a waste of money and time. No background, no foundation, nothing. It's just a guy that feels, you know what, I can be the king of Lagos. I can be the Igbo king of Lagos. It says it's Obi of Lagos. And that's reminiscent of the Obi of Onisha. That's what you're saying in essence. Now, if you're a real king, you're supposed to be, given a certificate by the ministry that superintends over such issues. You're supposed to be given a staff of office by the governor of the state. And of course, you're also supposed to be a member of the Council of Kings. I don't think the last three things I listed, this person can get it in this world and the next. So stop parading yourself as Oba of this or Obi of that or Seriki of that.
And I remember this happened in Lagos. Remember the man that they had arrested? I think it was during the election as well.
Yeah, because during the elections, he had gotten so comfortable claiming to be some kind of king, and he said he was going to invite their own security network from the east to come to Lagos to do God knows what. And I think it's part of what they call peak fooling. Like, this is the height of it. Like, this is you. You told yourself a lie for so long that you started believing it.
And you have other people believing the nonsense.
Oh, yeah, because all the... I always tell people that a lot of people tell you how modest they are in life. They don't care about this. Just the instant someone gives them a title or a promotion or an award, you just see them light up. So when an Obi of Lagos is giving people chieftaincy titles, the want this and this that, you think that they won't fall over themselves because they're looking at how strong he is to manufacture a royal seat for himself and now basically become royalty. And the sad part is that after him, his children too will come and say their father was the Obi of Lagos, so they have to continue the lineage.
Anyway,
and these are the real issues.
Shout out to
Please,
Lagos.
Any king that is outside the area where he came from, better go and stop it. If you're a Yoruba person and you're somewhere in the east claiming to be Oba or something, I think that's...
You will get jail.
You will do jail, Sha.
you will do jail. You will do jail. You will eat government beans. That's it. So it just makes any sense. Anyway, INEC has officially talked about how the premature campaigns by politicians and parties. And in my head, I'm like, did you guys just wake up? Did you just realize? I don't understand.
So there is a law, but it's a useless law. Yeah, I said it. Why is it a useless law? There are no consequences. Do you understand?
But the thing is that you know that you really can't say, oh, what do you know that you started campaigns? There's there are banners here and there. We still don't have those things yet, so you can actually still.
Okay, after she said what she said, I am more emboldened to say there is a law that is against starting campaigns earlier than 150 days to the election. Yeah. But it is the most useless law in the world. I repeat again that it's a useless law because there are no consequences. You tell someone, don't put this bottle on the table. If you put it on the table, I will remove your salary. If you do put it on the table, I will send you to 6 months in prison. If you do this are the consequences. This law has no consequences.
My question again is, even if you say, okay, what do you want to arrest them for? What's the evidence?
Dolupo, campaign is not only when you print poster. Campaign is not only when you gather people into a stadium. Politicians are so smart now. They say they are doing rally. They want to endorse the president. They want to endorse the governor. They want to endorse this person and endorse. Those are already political campaigns, Dolupo. It's not until you print poster before you campaign now. Are you really still thinking like that? Like, oh, vote for XYZ. That's campaign. Politicians are gathering themselves now. They will say, Northeast APC caucus.
But you can't stop them from having those meetings, can you?
If they're having meetings, it's a different ballgame. In that meeting, they come out with resolutions that we endorse the president for 2027. That is a campaign. You're already endorsing a candidate. That is campaigning. And I'm saying that even this so-called law is useless, so you can't stop them, because guess what? There are no consequences. If you say that someone should not do something, and if the person does it, you'll be suspended for 6 months like Natasha. You'll be removed by similar, like they did to Similalai Fubara. If you do this, we'll declare state of emergency. If you do, you see, there cannot be laws without consequences. And this particular law that INEC is sitting on, there are no consequences. None. She still doesn't get it, and that's why this is happening. If they tell you that if you campaign 150 earlier than 150 days, you will be disqualified, just watch the way politicians will behave. If you campaign, there is a law in Nigeria. You are not allowed to campaign 24 hours to an election. Yeah. Have you seen any Nigerian politician break that law? No, they don't. Because there are implications. It will say that you went and coerced people 24 hours to an election, and that's tilted the election in your favor. They go to court, you lose. There are consequences. But now there's a law that says don't campaign 150 days. So what they don't do is they don't print posters like you were waiting for. They don't print banners. They just come out and say, we want to organize this 2,000-man march. All those things are campaign now. Look at what they are wearing. They will be wearing this one for president. They'll be wearing this person's logo, or they'll be wearing that person's. Those are campaign. That's campaigning. Even all the other guys, all the people who were in opposition, who are still in opposition, they are already campaigning. This one is saying, I want to run for only 4 terms. Is that not campaign? I want to run for only 4 years. Is that not campaign? He's saying, vote for me in 2027. I will only run once. Is that not campaigning? Another one says, I have the right of refusal. I'm going to contest. I've contested since 1990 something. I will still contest. Is that not campaign? That's campaign, Dolupo. What's your definition of campaigning? Okay. The issue is not in the campaigning. The issue is in the law that is toothless.
I get your point now.
If someone, in a communal setting, you buy drink and you put it in the fridge, and there are laws and implications against the drink that you put in the fridge. Okay. And you say, don't touch this drink. If you touch this drink, Bele will run you. And the person picks the drink and drank it, and nothing happened to the person. Will the person not carry your drink the next day again? They will carry it now. But when you put implications there,
you
that
sound
I'm
like
coming. Please. I'm not done. I'm not done.
This has happened to you, or you have done this before.
No.
You sound
when
like
there's implication
experience.
That when you open the drink, you find that the person has put something inside. You now drink it. Your belly is now doing boom, 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 bam, bam. The next time you see that type of drink anywhere in the world, you will not. You have PTSD. It's like, the last time I took this person's drink, Bele was running me and hating me. Do you understand? No. What I'm saying in essence is that for every action, there is a reaction. But if you're trying to stop people from doing something that you think is wrong, what are the rules and what are the implications for those rules? Because people will break rules. You where they build house on setback of express. Nothing they happen now, but the day they come and say they want to expand road, you know your house is gone without compensation. There has to be consequences. But when I found out that INEC law does not have consequences, I just lost it. And it was today that I found out. Because I've been saying INEC should take charge. And take charge of what? There is no power in the law. None. No implication. None.
Anyway, moving on from that, still talking about INEC though. INEC has officially announced that they've recognized the David Mark-led leadership of the ADC. So according to them now, looks like they can rest easy for a while. But we all know that there are like a lot of court cases and all that these things happen. I hope that no court case rolls his ugly head.
For every political party in Nigeria, you must be licensed by the INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. If they do not recognize your legitimacy, nothing comes out of your party that is legit. Nothing. Ordinary meetings are illegal. No screening is legit. Nothing whatsoever. And this is the party that says it's going to kick out the current government of Bola Tinubu. They're going to kick out the APC. That's what they say. However, within the ADC, there's infighting. The person that handed the party over to them, his tenure had lapsed years ago. If not, okay, let's say months ago, to be on the safe side. And people within the party say he didn't even have a right to conduct that meeting that he did and hand over to them. But now, we don't know what INEC has seen. And INEC is saying, well, whatever you're saying, we don't care. This is the authentic party leadership, which as Rauf Aregbesola as his party secretary, it is now that people will understand the importance of having a party secretary and a chairman, because no matter what you do, these two must sign those documents. If they don't, there's nothing happening in the party. So finally now they have now a proper party, which means that they might not be registering their cutlass again, which is the ADA that they were planning to register. According to the Grapevine, or they might still be registered as a Plan B. What this also means now is that
we have a phone call. Actually. Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Is this Boom Radio?
Boom Radio, yes.
Sola.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Sola.
Yes. Good afternoon. I can hear you.
Can you hear?
Loud and clear. Keep talking.
Sola.
Yeah, I can hear you again.
Hello.
That's the fourth time.
What is going on?
I honestly think that it is starting today.
We are still
what's going on?
Honestly, but before we proceed, just for the sake of our listeners, could you just tell us who is calling and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Sola from Boston.
Yeah.
You are one I know.
Yeah.
Like I just saw the news.
It's
I just saw the news. In fact, one of my co-workers, who is a Ghanaian, was still complaining about these people. This yesterday, as yesterday, he's complaining. I was just saying, they are Nigerians. Let's cool it down. It's okay. It's no big deal. And I wake up this morning to this news.
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't know. The
this is too much now.
Yeah.
Very soon we have a view of your state.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if those things actually exist.
It probably exists already.
We just don't
now
know.
Only we know. They never invite us.
I would not be surprised if they actually do exist already.
They need to have power, the urge to be in control. And the thing is, I actually don't have a problem with you wanting to be an OB, but go to the right place, the right source. Mm-hmm. If it is allowed, like where I am from, there are positions that I can attain in my hometown.
But that is recognized by the laws of the land.
But guess what? I have to be there.
I get it. That's what I'm saying.
So
it has to be recognized by the laws of the land.
I'm saying that I cannot wake up now and say I'm the Oshema way of Lagos.
No.
I can't. It's not done. What is wrong is wrong. Let's just say it as it is. We're not trying to say more than that, except anybody has something contrary to say.
Yeah.
But
what's wrong is wrong.
It's a little bit too far.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, to create your own kingdom within a kingdom.
I actually did check it. It's actually against the law. That's why the
It
police
is illegal.
can arrest
It is
you.
illegal.
It is actually an illegal thing.
Dolupo. When two brothers go neck to neck for these royal seats, just like we saw in was it Ogbomoso recently? We've seen such like stuff like that in Oyo.
Yeah.
There was a lot of back and forth. It's only Ibadan that usually just has that smooth transition.
They don't have
And I think that coronation will be next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's 25th or 26th.
Barely 2 weeks from now.
Barely 2 weeks.
So you will see that even those two, they have the right to fight for the position, for the throne. That because this one is a prince and this one is a prince.
He's a prince. You can't just do as
you can't just wake up now and say, I want to be son of Ogbomoso if you are not from the royal family.
No.
So why do people think that they can wake up and pronounce themselves king of,
and again,
of a certain
I
place?
say that in my sound.
So where I was going,
but it's where I
was going is that even after you claim that you are a prince and you want to be a king, and the kingmakers pick you one way or the other, you have been presented. You are not even now subject to the governor.
To the whims and caprices of the governor. Yeah.
Until he says, okay, give this person a title, then give him the staff of office.
Oh, yeah.
But here we are now. Here we are in this day and time. Someone just wakes up and manufactures his own royalty. And we're supposed to keep quiet and say, yeah, go ahead. So again, I repeat, if you are Yoruba and you are somewhere outside Yoruba land, claiming to be an Oba,
they should lie you down and flog you.
They should.
They should flog you.
They should.
That's nonsense behavior. Absolute nonsense. Anyway, what were we talking? Okay, we're talking about INEC and ADC and all that. I still foresee 1 or 2 court cases with this ADC, but I really hope that they sort out their issues as soon as possible, because whether you like it or not, time is of the essence. Yeah,
so the thing about it is that if the opposition, as led by the ADC movement, is serious about 2027, this is the right time to sort out all their differences going forward, and also bring out their constitution on time so that people will study it and understand it. They have at least 4 presidential candidates in that party.
Yeah.
They have at least
3.
4.
3, about 3.
They have at least 4 presidential candidates in that party. Remember that the guy who ran the last time under ADC is still going to run.
Is?
He hasn't stopped talking about things now. The man who more or less feels railroaded now, he was the presidential candidate of the ADC before these new people joined them. You think he's just going to go quietly into the... So that's one. We have an Abubakar Atiku that wants to run. We have a Peter Obi that wants to run. We have a Rotimi Amici that's already said,
that keeps calling back. Let me see if I can try to call the number back.
You know? So we have all of those people who are contesting already.
Hello? Yes. Sorry, I think the network was cutting off.
Yeah. My phone went off. I will speak the truth. In my time, I will say what it needs to be said.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, but the reason why I even called, can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. Can. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, please keep talking. We can hear you. Yes, we can.
Hello?
Yes, you're live. You're live. Please go ahead.
We can hear you.
Okay. The reason why I even called is because of the word reciprocity. 2 years ago in Abia, they denied somebody from becoming the emir of Abia over this initiative. They denied that. So how come you deny other people from doing that same thing in your own area, but you want to go everywhere else doing that?
It's wrong.
There's no reciprocity.
It's wrong.
And that's the issue I have with other people in Nigeria. We in the Southwest have to always be liberal and be accommodating, while everybody remains conservative.
Yeah.
And enough is enough.
Totally agree.
The world is going, everybody's holding on to what they have now globally. It's a global phenomenon now. Everybody's holding on to what they have.
What they have, yes.
Even we say for Southwest, we want to become our own people. Just leave us alone. Liberalism, enough.
All right. You heard the man there. There's a particular word, reciprocity, which is actually one of the pillars of this world that we live in. do unto others that which you would also
To do to you.
want them to do to you. And really and truly, the guy that wanted to be emir, so I think he's also
He's wrong.
he's
See,
all crazy
other
now.
than even
So
being
again,
reciprocal, it's against the law.
it is.
Let's stop this nonsense. It's against the law.
It is. The funny thing is, even if the governor of, say, Ondo State now is my best friend, if he's my best friend, he still can't just wake up one day and say, "Oh yeah, I give you royal staff."
He can't. Even though he's the
He
one
has
that
the
gives
power,
he cannot.
but he can't wake up and say, "Okay,
There's
you know
a
what?"
constitution.
Although in Kano, it happened.
No,
But
that means
it was based
there
on
has to
history.
be the history.
Oh, remember what they did now,
Yeah,
the
then the
Emirates.
assembly has to go through. There
And
has to be a law.
And because it wasn't done right, that's why till tomorrow we have two
Emirs.
emirs in Kano,
Yeah.
and that's why there's a problem till tomorrow.
Things have to be done
And,
properly.
and now these are people who are historically royal people,
Oh yeah.
But one guy wakes up one day and is the Obi of Lagos because he lives in Amuwo.
Let's be honest. It's nonsense. Stop nonsense.
Please go and stop
this
stop
nonsense.
shebe. Don't be doing
Stop
it again.
That's it.
Don't do it.
Let's not even.
Just like the caller said, Shola, our caller that said, my namesake,
So, there's a larger here that has a comment and he says, "I'm coming to Songo. I'll become the Obi of Songo."
Yeah. See, Songwater is another different place. So my hand no deal. My hand was not there at all. My hand was not there.
Well, don't worry.
When
you get arrested, we'll carry the news.
Yes, and
We'll help the
we
world.
will not come
We'll
to your
let-
we will
we'll
not
let-
come to your
We'll let the
coronation.
world know that there's. Don't worry. We'll carry the news.
Even if you have EXO and Black Label, we are not coming to your coronation.
No, they can arrest us.
We are not coming. We will
But-
not be accessories.
We will not be no. But we will carry the news. Don't worry. We'll
But
help you carry the news.
if you could pick a title somewhere, which title would it be?
I don't understand.
Now that everybody can assign royalty to themselves,
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good of where?
Anyway, we're
Dolupo
moving
is
on.
the I'm good of Nigeria.
Moving on from that. Speaking about alcohol that you said now, I'm going to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So apparently, there was a near mishap
In this country,
in this country.
yesterday was Japan that we were talking about, and their
An
pilots.
EP737 pilot.
There's another comment.
Laja says, "So good at Jungle Justice. They are liberal like Lagos.
Very liberal.
I know my people. Egbado Parapo. Okay.
My know they there. I know Songo very well.
Like I said, whatever happens from it, don't worry. We'll carry the news.
I think you dropped another one.
They are not. They are not
they are
liberal
not.
like Lagos. I know my people. Oh yeah.
They are not Songo. It's Songo that you are taking to play like that. You just call
I'm
Songo
not
like
at
that.
home. Again, I say, I'm not at home. Anyway,
They won't even wait for ballet or anybody to come. They will deal with you directly. Where did you come from?
so apparently, a plane that arrived in Lagos at 7:46 on 13th of July had taxied past the runway 200 meters past the runway
200 meters.
inside the grass.
And you will blame
Stop
it.
laughing now.
And you will blame it on the brakes.
Stop laughing.
Blame it on the.
Esha said a lot of things. Anyway, NSIB, that's the National Safety Investigation Bureau, has now come to say that they are tested, both the pilot and the captain and both of them. There was quite a lot of alcohol.
They had alcohol content.
Hey, this thing we used to laugh. That's how somebody will be entry plane. You don't know the mad
See,
fellow.
at this rate, can they just divert that coastal road to Abuja? Because my next trip to Abuja now, I don't want to be praying.
I swear.
You see, you these pilot people, if only you had shared some of that with people, you will not be above the limit.
See, let's be honest with ourselves. A few weeks ago, during the Kwamwon matter, we saw somebody, a pilot, that drove a plane like Molue. Now they are telling us
what are you alleging?
This person.
What are you alleging?
Drove past the wrong way. I was just.
You know what?
I can imagine people in the plane like, when are we stopping? When are we stopping?
The funny thing is, people in the plane, they will not be saying thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. They don't know that the spirit.
Fact,
they say it's the spirit.
According to the report, even the way the plane landed, and he was just going.
I'm going. I'm going.
Laja says, "Epis, drink and fly away."
Why are you like this now? Be nice, be nice, be nice. You know, say na local flight. The way where the guy they go, you would have met yourself at the international airport. That's why they'll be asking you, where's your passport? You say passport quoi? What is my own with passport?
You people, this thing that we're using
please
to fly.
Let them ban the sale of alcohol. Listen, there's this funny thing that people be talking about, that they should ban the sale of alcohol, the bus parks. You know, you've heard that story before.
Yeah.
So now let them ban the sale of alcohol around the whole Ikeja, because the airport area extends beyond the perimeter of the airport now. Because again, all these guys, I see them at one or two hotels. So now there they go carry them from. It is a serious matter. At this rate, until further notice, we shall not be traveling with two particular.
Oh my God.
Kai. I remember when this thing happened and people were like, oh, thank God, though, that the thing just overran the runway. Ashe Baba no even know.
Ashe Baba
Baba was feeling like kabu.
Was there.
You don't even understand.
Break is not only.
It's not break. Oh, the man was going to the car park like that. Oh. He was going to a car park. No time for airport protocol.
You people. Laja says, I remember when the Molu abandoned us on the highway to Songo around 9 p.m. in 2008. The man took a paraga break.
Paraga break. Wow, nah. What's going on here?
This thing reminds me of a friend of mine that
I don't know.
Said this happened in Abuja. There was a bit of traffic. They were inside these tricycles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was a bit of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody came and he was trying to buy stuff. The person that he bought stuff, those people that hawk, now carried his money. He was not, when I wanted to collect change, left them there and ran after
across the road.
Only for the tricycle to be going
on his own downhill, or if it's obviously downhill.
She said she had to be like, what? Like 2 cars literally had to stay to help them stop that. The guy didn't realize. I'm like, what?
So it was another paraga break. But fancy being in a Molue and the driver takes a paraga break.
It's better you come down.
In the middle of nowhere. It's to look for who can drive Molue. I was like, who can drive us? Look, let's talk about these things. We make light of it, but let's talk about it. Please join your voice to this. Lend your voice to this. You must always put professionalism first.
But it's mad, oh, a whole plane.
I tell you.
It's mad.
The man was just driving after landing,
That is crazy.
You landed safely, oh. He was not inebriated when he was landing.
No. They said even the landing get comma.
We shall landed, sha. He was not feeling like airport taxi.
Those people that enter the plane, they don't
and
know
I
what
think,
God did for them.
I think what happened is that he was confused by the word taxi. They're supposed to taxi to the point.
Well,
meanwhile, taxi also means to carry passenger.
We're moving on because at this point I have no idea. So Laja says he came back and because of the traffic went to the other side, 3 lanes to beat traffic and faced it. Okay. We're really moving on at this point. Anyway, sad news yesterday where there's a particular very vocal white man that seems to also be a Republican that literally on camera he was shot dead.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk, right? That's his name. It's a very sad one.
People are okay with living in this.
The thing about it for me is that no matter the difference in ideology or thoughts or whatever, nobody has the right to take anybody's life. Nah. And the way it happened, you will know that it was premeditated.
Oh yeah, so according to the FBI now, they're saying that they found the weapon, but they still haven't found, because it was actually a work of a sniper. So Laja says, oh, the story has not ended. He drove the bus from the old toll gate to Songo.
I know that old toll gate. I have
no words at this point.
That's one wheel. Driving against traffic at 9 p.m.
Anyway, sadly, our thoughts and prayers are with the Indonesia for the flash floods. It's sad, but death toll has risen to about 19.
That's sad.
French Commission is recommending a ban for social media for children under 15.
Yeah, it's catching on now. I think Australia had done something like that.
Yeah, I think there's even teenage Instagram now or something like that.
It's catching on and all of that. Let it happen, you know. Hopefully we're hitting the reset button. We're all too exposed. It's not just the kids now, even us as adults. We're all too exposed. We're living our life for the gram now. Those bright lights and those dark rooms that we find ourselves, they're also hurting us, hurting our mental health and a whole lot of things. You know, sleep disorder, the things that never used to happen before these screens came into our lives are happening. But we're not pointing our fingers in the right direction. We all know, but all of us were acting like it's something else.
Anyway, Laja says Charlie Kirk spoke against the people that nobody can criticize.
Yeah.
We all know of them. Speak against them and they off you.
We didn't see that last comment.
I don't know what
it did not even show. Did it show? Did you see it?
I read it.
Yeah. She said she read it. I didn't hear it. On her behalf, I denied the fact that
Ghana agrees to accept, they've accepted a few already. West Africans deported from the US. In fact, they say some people, some of them that are Nigerians, that even Nigeria does not want.
Well, Ghana has land and they
are not plenty.
They're not plenty like that.
See, if you are a Nigerian and they deport you, but even Nigeria does not want you, you know your life is over. There's nothing else. Shout out to people in Ghana, but really, Ghana. Anyway,
it's business now. At least they're going to get paid for it.
No. I'm not saying that on the angle of Ghana. I'm just saying, like, as a Nigerian, you now go. That's where you are. Okay. Anyway, quickly before we go, NFF has now disowned a press statement that seems to have gotten a lot of criticisms from everybody, from footballers to celebrity musicians and all that, talking about how the main conversation.
There are no consequences. The NFF is protected by FIFA. You can't even remove them as it stands. If the government tries to remove them, they will ban Nigeria from playing football. Then they will ban us. After, we are not going to World Cup again for 2 years. It's going to be 8 years without the World Cup. Dolupo. What do they talk? There's an entire generation that might never go to the World Cup. The Osimens of this world might never ever play at the World Cup. Might never play. Picture the next one after next year's own is in 4 years time. It will be 30 something then. It's 26 now. It will be 30, 31 by the next World Cup. Do you think you'll still be at that level where you want to take him as your best striker? I doubt it. I doubt it, seriously. You know? So what I'm trying to say in essence is that a lot of generations have been messed up by this maladministration, by the NFF, by the Ministry of Sports or the Sports Commission or whatever they choose to call themselves, by sports journalists, by the same players themselves. Everybody is to blame. Everybody. But you see, writing a press statement and singling out people for curse and for knocks shows you the kind of system you've been running all along. It's because people push back that they are now saying they are disowning it. Is it not the same channel that they have been using to release their press statements?
Anyway, Sola just says back-to-back African Footballer of the Year. You can't make the World Cup twice. Doing tribalism and quota system is a shame.
That's another angle to it.
Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the comments, the phone calls.
Thank you for the phone calls.
The messages.
We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition.
Please subscribe to our channel.
The Boomba. Have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.
Thank you.